I don't even have music. Where's my music? Where's my music, Bo? Ah, there you go. Well, greetings, everyone, and welcome to the Sports Crib. As most of our listeners know, we are on our spring schedule here. So we're on every 2 weeks now. But it looks like a lot of the guys have played hooky today. Let's see, Don is on spring break. Dave's traveling. Reggie's working. But I do see Bo is down there in the crib. Bo will probably have the fastest sports crib that we've ever. You'll be out plenty of time for your 7 o'clock now.
How you doing? It's been a while.
So how you been over there, Bo? Everybody else on the other side of the country is getting froze out. Down here in California, we had wonderful weather, man, on the 70s, 80s.
Yeah, we haven't been that warm, but we're enjoying some wind and rain today. So it's chilly, and if I randomly disappear, it's because signal would have just been gone. So if I disappear, that's why.
Well, we only have a few topics tonight. There's a couple of things that kind of intrigue the hell out of me, and I'm sure in your days here watching different sports, but don't usually talk too much about the NBA. But Bam Adebayo, 83 points.
Yep.
And 46 of those points came at the free throw line.
Yeah.
How does that happen, Bo?
So
I mean, this is not a Kobe Bryant, or I mean.
Well, and when you think about Kobe's 80-point game, he only had 20 points at the line, right? So
Yeah.
no, I mean it means they were calling an insane amount of fouls, because that's just how many times he was there.
Right.
There ended up being, like, in that game, I want to say there was almost 80 foul shots in that game. So that's where, you kind of start to ask, like, what were you calling? Right? I mean, at that point, what aren't you calling? I guess, everything's a foul. If you have almost 80 foul shots in a game, you're probably calling the game a little too tight. And that's not taking anything away from an 83-point.
No.
I mean, that's amazing. And he still had to hit those free throws, right? He was 36 for the 43. So, I mean, he was draining those. So, not to take anything away from him, but I do kind of look at the refs and be like, hey, if you got 80 free throws in a game, that's too much.
Did anybody play? I mean, that's a foul on every takeout. I mean,
Yeah.
when you get 46 of your points on the free throw line and only 37 of them in the actual, I mean, but as you say, you can't blame him if they send him and he makes them. Hey, Shaq might have taken 10 games to make 46 free throws. So
for real. Yeah, no, and that's why I say it's not to take anything away from the guy, but when you have that kind of free throw shooting, it's crazy.
Yeah.
You love my hair.
Well, we're all at that stage. I just cover mine up. you know. But yeah, so like I said, I mean, a remarkable accomplishment.
No doubt.
You know, no Will Chamberlain to look at here, but hey, we're good. Um, well, I don't know. This is probably more of your childhood than your adulthood. But the passing of one Mr. Lou Holtz.
Yeah, I mean, legend, right? Um, and there wasn't really a team he didn't go to that he didn't make better. So I mean, yeah, yeah, it was sad, but I mean, what he was almost 90, right? He's like 89 or something.
Yeah,
So,
yeah,
but yeah, absolute legend.
yeah. Lou. If you watched any college football, Lou was at one time. Lou was the man. Lou was, he was down there. He was with the legends.
Yep.
Also, it wasn't like he was beating, rookies. He was there with some of the best. But
You know, as good as he was, though, you know what he couldn't turn around? The Jets. He was an absolute legend everywhere. Still couldn't turn that mess around.
and they still don't know who's flying the plane. But wow. Just Lou. It's okay, Lou. Don't worry. He's probably spinning as soon as he heard that.
Right.
Yeah. uh, so, but what did you think about the Crosby thing here? First Max is part of the Ravens. Then he takes a physical, and they say that's okay. But they still managed to pick up Trey Henderson.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's where the real question comes in, right? Did he really fail, or did he fail enough that they could kind of back out of a deal and keep their 2 first rounders and still get a highly effective guy in Trey Hendrickson, right? So, I mean, there's a few ways you can read into that. Either Crosby is borderline done, right? Like if you're failing a physical to that degree, or was it borderline bad faith that they were trying to get out of that deal, right? So time will tell, right, which way it goes. But I mean, if I was Baltimore, I would have probably wanted to try and figure out how to get out of that, right? Because you can get another high caliber guy for just the money instead of picks and money.
Yeah, I'm. Of course, everybody knows my view of the Ratbirds, so I'm very much inclined to agree with you. After looking back, do I want to give up these 2 draft picks? I mean, you're talking about a team that moved out of a city in the middle of the night. So how can
That's fair.
yeah. Uh, so let's see. The Colts, they decided that they were going to give Danny Dimes a few more dimes.
Yep.
And so they ended up giving him 2 years. Uh, what was it? A little over 80 million, 88 million. That's what it
Yep.
was. Yeah. And 50 of that was guaranteed. But then on the other hand, they decided that they were also going to give Pierce 4 years and $114 million,
Yeah.
of which 84 million was guaranteed. Now, I'm doing the math here, and like 84 and 50, that's and we're not talking about dimes here, but what's your thought here?
Yeah, I mean, the Colts kind of found themselves in a spot that they have a good team, certainly good enough to get through their division, and they didn't really have another plan, right? Anthony Richardson was obviously not their guy. They proved that they had no interest in actually developing him. So when you look at the rest of the free agent market, did you see anybody that was better? Not really. And you know the formula for Daniel Jones to be good, right? Now he's not an elite talent or anything like that. He is a little more physical than you would, a little more athletic than you would probably give him credit for. But the biggest thing for him is anytime he's had elite running back and some protection, he's played exceedingly well, right? That just happens to be the formula that the Colts have. So they know what he needs to be successful. Their team is uniquely built that way. So with the lack of options that make sense in their offense and, the way that he can be successful, I kind of get it. Like, that's not crazy money for a quarterback anymore.
No, but that might be a little too much for Mr. Pierce.
Yes. Yeah, I thought that was a reach. that seemed expensive. Yeah.
50 for Danny, okay. But 80 for Mr. Pierce. Yeah, I mean, hey, welcome to his agent. I mean, good deal. But hey, that might come back to bite you. We'll see.
I mean, I never hate on a guy gonna go get paid, right? At the same time, when I see these guys that are trying to reset the market, it's like, okay, well, you don't care about winning. You don't generally get to do both. You don't generally get to reset the financial market and win. You're usually doing one or the other. You're either not making maximum dollars and you have a shot at winning, or you're making every penny you can squeeze out of a team and you have no chance.
Speaking of every penny that you can get out of a team, I believe, well, Kurt is most definitely going to be released, but you got Tua that's going to Atlanta, and he's going at that bargain basement price, of course, because Miami is on the hook for the rest. But what do you think here? Now now you have Tua that's brittle to say the least, and you have Penix that didn't play a whole season. What's your thoughts here?
Yeah, so I mean, you got two guys that are injury prone, right? Both of them will play half the year, and so they can just alternate. And they went after guys that have similar playing styles. They're both lefties. They both kind of move around the pocket similarly. So your offensive line doesn't have to learn a new guy every time someone gets hurt. So, the first 3 games will be Penix, and then Tua will play a couple of games and get hurt. Then Penix can come back in, and, they can probably tandem their way through a season. Pretty amazing that the Dolphins decided to just go ahead and eat $99 million on the cap, though. That is an insane number to just be like, yeah, go play anywhere else, man.
Well, I mean, we said the same thing with Russell, right? When he left Denver.
And that's still crazy.
Yeah. I mean, hey, but it's like you said, when you can just say, 99, okay, it's fine. But what do you think about now the new quarterback? Well, it hasn't been announced yet, but everybody knows that Malik Willis is leaving Green Bay and heading down to be reunited here. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't. Malik Willis going there does not move the needle for me. Like, it's is he better than Tua? I mean, he's less injury prone, so I mean, in that way, I guess he's good. Tua's pretty accurate, I don't know. Based on the changes with the team and the players leaving, I don't know. That's not going to be a great team. And sorry for my buddy Cam that's in the chat here. He's a Miami fan, but this is not going to be the deal.
Yeah.
In theory, they'll be in a good position for next year's draft where there are some quarterbacks.
I wonder, where does he think that Tyreek is going to end up?
Man, that's a good question. He's not going to command a lot of money, right? Because he's coming off of an injury. Sorry, some loud noises from the other room. I'm like, what was that? So yeah, I mean, he's not going to command a lot of money. I would imagine he's probably going to get picked up after the draft. Like he'll be somebody backfilling that maybe they didn't get who they wanted in this draft, or you can get him cheap enough. It's going to be that kind of situation for Hill, I think.
Boy, from Super Bowl champ to, yeah.
Yep.
Not for long, right?
Hey, that is the nature of the beast, isn't it?
So your division has had some changes.
Mm-hmm.
Mike Evans is now a 49er, which is, I guess CMC will be glad to have a little help here. But yeah, Mike, he went to the 49ers. We had Walker. He's the chief now. And the Seahawks decided that they were going to give Rashid a little money. What did you think about that?
Yeah, so I wasn't surprised by a lot of what we did. Letting Reek go, Eagle now, that made sense. He's that boomer bust kind of guy, and he just wasn't getting the turnovers at the same rate, but he was still getting burned over the top a lot. Plus, you could get that taunting penalty in the championship game, and you were pretty sure he wasn't coming back.
Yeah.
Kobe Bryant headed to the Bears. He was a corner, converted to a safety, had played well, has been better every year. But they bring Quandre Diggs back, and so your safety room was full enough already. So you kind of knew that they were going to move on from him. And, Walker, again, we don't pay running backs here in Seattle. They drafted Walker in the second round. They drafted Charbonnet in the second round the next year. They were talking throughout this season that Charbonnet was going to take over running back one duties until he got hurt. So, I mean, outside of Walker having a really good postseason, they were already kind of half looking away from him anyway. And then for KC to pick him up was actually pretty great, right? Because for them, they give up their corner, they get an extra first round. So for the same money that they were going to give their corner, they now give Walker, fixes their running back issue. They have 2 first-round picks. Their first one they can use on a corner. And then the second one, they probably, help solidify that offensive line again. So, Walker going there made sense. Shaheed, to answer that question, that one was a little bit of a head scratcher. 3 years, $51 million seems like a lot for a special teamer. So all I can figure is they are going to not re-sign Jake Bobo, and they're going to put Shaheed as that third option. So there's no way you're giving somebody $51 million and not getting him more involved in your offense. So if they're giving him that kind of money, that's all I can figure is he's going to start getting a lot more touches on offense, not just special teams.
Yeah. But now, does that make Charbonnet your primary running back?
I actually think they're going to, yes, but I also think that they're going to draft a running back probably in the second round. So there's a couple of running backs that would be about that 69th pick that Seattle has. And so if you're looking at the kid out of Penn State, Katron Allen, he could be a target. Good strong runner, good vision, solid hands, works in a situation where it's multiple backs, and then but can be your bell cow if somebody gets hurt. So I kind of like him, again, out of Penn State. And then there was also a local kid, Jonah Coleman, out of the UW, and he actually is similar, where he has good vision, good hands, solid blocker, and can play well, within the way that Seattle plays, right? So with a tandem back kind of situation.
What about the Rams?
The Rams, as it sits today, look like probably the best team in the league.
They did that. They fooled us like that last year too. I mean, I think we all at the beginning of the year picked the Rams.
Yeah, well, but I mean, this time around, they actually addressed the exact things that they were deficient in last year, right? So they go get McDuffie, right? And they clearly don't care about draft picks at all, right? They're just like, we're going to go try and win today. But no, I mean, the moves that they made here in the early hours of, free agency period has been just plugging holes that they had. So if everything were to just be done today, the Rams look like the best team in the league.
Okay. What'd you think about the Pats? They added Dobbs, 4 years, $70 million. Seemed a little expensive, but
yeah, I'm not in love with what they're doing yet. So, I mean, we'll kind of see, right? Like they seem like a wait and see kind of team, but that seemed like they spent a little too much. They haven't done a lot else. And so, yeah, I'm just kind of waiting to see what else they do. Because as it sits right now, I don't think they really got better.
no, I'm kind of with you there. But hey, the stranger things have happened. So once again, we'll see.
Now your Steelers are doing work. Your Steelers are making moves.
Yeah, we'll talk about them because there's a couple moves that I like, and there's one or two that I'm kind of skeptical about, but but because I think we're on a 3-year plan, I'm okay with it. But Pacheco, he ended up with the Lions, but Sonic lost. What do they call the other one?
Knuckles. Yep.
Yeah. He Knuckles is gone, but is this a downgrade for Pacheco?
Yes. Yeah, not to put too fine a point on it, but absolutely. Like Gino said about Dobbs down here being injury prone, Pacheco can be as well. So I think the biggest knock for Pacheco, he's not a great blocker. And that is something that the Lions ask their running backs to do. So I'll be curious to see if they can elevate that element of his game. The problem is blocking is something you got to want, right? Because it's not something that's enjoyable. It doesn't show up on a stat sheet. Like you got to have that little bit of defender in you where you want to go hit somebody. And I don't know that Pacheco necessarily has that. So we're going to find out. But yeah, I don't think that was a team getting better in that situation.
Yeah, because I mean, Knuckles did love the block. That was he was a good blocker. Speaking of people getting overpaid, did you see what the Bills gave to Bradley Chubb?
Yeah, they They gave him some money, but again, that's another team that is filling specific holes. So I wasn't that mad at it, right? Like they didn't have that great edge. Yeah, they've made a couple of moves in here that really lend itself well to exactly what they didn't do well last year.
That's fair, but once again, it's like somebody's printing money somewhere. I don't know. I wish I could find that secret location. But
Yes.
what do you think about Gino going back to the Jets, man?
That is hilarious. So, I mean, the thing that's funny about that situation is he is probably going to win just enough games to mess up their draft next year, right? Like they're not going to be good, but it's going to be just good enough that they don't get one of their quarterbacks in next year's draft. So it's going to be him and Fields, and they're somehow going to accidentally win 7 games, and that's going to be just enough to make it so that they miss out on the top talent. And it just sounds like the most Jets thing to do.
What about crosstown over there at the Giants? Because I think they did pretty well.
Yeah, I like what the Giants are doing. The Giants and the Raiders are 2 teams that are going to be very interesting this next year. I don't think either one of them are going to be good per se, but they're going to be interesting. Like they're going to beat some teams they shouldn't. They're going to lose to some teams they shouldn't. But they'll be a fun watch the whole time.
But that division, if everybody stays healthy, should be good to watch for at least next year.
Yeah, it's wide open, right? Because I mean, the Eagles have some real questions on offense. Dallas routinely gets in their own way. Washington is, an old roster that's having to try and refill stuff now. And the Giants have a lot of nice pieces. They finally have a competent coach. I think there could be a real battle.
I like Scatterboo. I like Dart. Their wide receiving core is, for the NFC East, it's that they could be a contender.
No, I mean, absolutely. I think just about every team in there can make a case for that division because they're all flawed teams. Like they all have major issues.
What'd you think about Dallas's move?
I don't think any of their moves really do anything. Like it's they can have an elite roster and still forget how to play football in December and January. So until they show me something different, I don't really believe anything they do.
Well, let's get down to the cream of the crop here. I've been hearing a lot of things on the Monday show with Dave and the guys. But we decided that we would give Pittman a 3-year deal, 59 mil, after a pick swap. And I'm not really mad about this because 3 years, I think that's pretty standard. I think we got off better with Pittman than the Colts did with Pierce. Dow,
I do like the Pittman pickup. Like that, that's a nice pickup for you guys.
Yeah. Now Dow, I'm not sure about. He had 4 games last year where he looked like Jim Brown and just ran over everybody. Now but he's getting a little long in the tooth for a running back. We didn't overpay for him, but I thought we could have maybe done a little bit better. So that one is kind of a head scratcher for me.
Well, I mean, I look at it this way: like you didn't overpay for him; he's effective, and it allows you to keep some money to fix that offensive line.
Most definitely, and I'm not mad about signing Jamel Dean to play across from Porter. As a matter of fact, I might like him a little bit better in the long run because Porter is one of those guys that all of a sudden, in crucial times, he can get very handsy. And he's another one of those. I mean, he he has a tendency to taunt. I understand where he got it from. I mean, when you look at his old man, I mean, I understand. But the main thing I see here is we are sticking to that 3 year plan,
Yeah.
and for I have to admit, like with Mike gone, if we don't make the playoffs, as much as I holler about one and done, if we don't make the playoffs, I'm going to be, like, I told you so. But anyway, uh,
I mean,
you
you're
know,
not.
but when you look at it, the only team that once again that I think is in our way is, as usual, the Ravens. I
Yeah.
don't see any big moves made, that makes me afraid of the Bungles. I don't see anything that makes me afraid of the Clowns. I mean,
No, in fact, the Bengals got worse.
yeah. So, so I mean, but once again, like, if we don't make the playoffs, where's Mike? You know,
No, exactly.
so you
Yep.
know, and I think Omar, his plan better work, because Steelers fans are, if nothing else, we are impatient, and
Yep.
so
Well, you have a long history of being successful, right? So even in bad years, you're still a playoff team. You might be one and done, but you're still in the mix. As
right,
soon as
that's
you get
right.
that first losing season, you guys are going to be losing your minds.
Hey, and everybody's concentrating on ayahuasca coming back. I mean, come on, please, you know.
The
But
guy
yeah,
that you probably actually um, it's gonna feel weird coming out of my face because I don't even know if I really believe it, but Kyler Murray actually probably works in your favor because you get him for free, and you already did that with Russ, right? So you guys are just like the rehab quarterback center. But the big thing is he plays off schedule, and that's the one way DK is helpful because he doesn't run a great route tree and he tends to run a lazy route. It makes him kind of in those areas when the play breaks down and your quarterback's scrambling. So that might actually be a good connection um, if
uh,
Rodgers doesn't come back.
but how many passes has Pittman caught over 10 yards
Probably not a lot of. Yeah.
in his career? Not in a game, in his career. So what is
Again,
that?
probably still not a ton, but that's fine because he's going to be coming in to help Kyler, who's scrambling because, outside of the offensive guard that you guys just signed um, from the Cards, which wasn't really a great line anyway, uh, you know, he's probably going to have to run around a little bit. And so you don't need to be deep when your quarterback's scrambling, right? You kind of want to be within 10 yards.
That's good if you got somebody that can make a miss. But anyway, that's another discussion. The man averages 8.6 yards per catch.
Yep.
So I mean, Rogers is good for that. I can see that. But you know, is he going to catch it? A 7 yard pass and take it to the house? Yeah, the outhouse maybe, but
Yeah, I
anyway.
mean, probably not. Probably not. Yeah, but I mean, he's also not going to be looked at to do that anyway, because DK is going to be that guy. Like if they're trying to stretch the field, it's going to be DK that they're going to, not Pittman.
Yeah, but everybody on the field knows that, right? I mean,
Well, but everybody on the field always knows who your speed guy is.
Like I mean, but like you said, decaf to me is he's a one route guy.
Yes.
Go deep.
Yeah.
Go.
But you have to respect that. So that's going to help Pittman get open, right? Because your safeties have to stretch to stay over the top of DK, which means Pittman's going to be able to be that possession receiver.
What do you think about Denver before we leave here?
I mean, they haven't done much, but at the same time, they don't have any cap space to play with. So they have, I want to say they're 26 million right now. And that is basically about what you need to sign your draft class. So they're probably not going to be hugely active in any of the free agency periods, just because they don't have a ton of money to play with. So they're probably going to, if they're going to do something in free agency, it'll be addition by subtraction. They'll have to actually do some trading. Other than that, they're going to be looking at the draft.
Yeah, I was looking at Mr. Scott's not here. I was looking at his Vikings just before we came on the air. They spent a little money, but they signed a lot of guys.
Yeah, I mean, they have a good team if they can just get a quarterback that can stay healthy. I mean, you saw Darnold have a phenomenal year with them. And then J.J. McCarthy's been hurt 2 years in a row. Everybody that wasn't named Darnold had gotten hurt on that team, whether it was Wentz or the Rocket Man or any of those guys. Like, everybody's gotten hurt there. And so they're going to need to probably find a veteran that can come in and that has been healthy for the most part in their career, which is, a Cousins where you can get him for cheap. Carr, if he decides to come back from retirement, Rodgers, if they can convince him away from, from the Steelers. People keep talking about Kyler going there because financially it makes sense because they also don't have a lot of cap space and you're going to get Kyler for nothing. But he just doesn't fit O'Connell's system, right? Like, O'Connell likes a more prototypical quarterback, and that is definitely not what Kyler is. So, although financially it makes a lot of sense, skill set wise, not really.
Mr. Scott, come on in here. We see you down here. See, both. I'm sorry.
I'm even saying nice things about his team.
Can you hear me? I don't know why you can't see me. I don't understand.
Yeah, your camera doesn't look like it's connecting, but we can hear you.
Yeah, I don't know. It was really great to hear the great soliloquy from Bo about the quarterback situation. And, a lot of people are talking about the world's tallest midget coming here to Minnesota. And, if that happens, I agree. You're spot on, Bo, with the talents that he has. He's just not a prototypical type quarterback. He's not, kind of ball control. He's kind of, do his own thing kind of a, quarterback. I don't know how that would work with O'Connell, but he is very talented. Maybe would he be able to adapt, especially if you can get him on the cheap? Boy, I don't know. And then I didn't get a chance, but congratulate you on your Super Bowl win. The great fleecing of Sam Darnold from our team here. I mean, so I just, congratulations on that. It worked out well. The game itself wasn't that great of a game, and that the defense just dominated. I mean, the first half, they could really do anything. Defense is tremendous. I mean, so
as a former defensive player, I enjoyed the game.
Yeah. I mean, that first half, they just slammed the door on them. It was very interesting. So, and Sam did what he does. A very good job. Don't let him make mistakes. Don't throw the ball all over the place. And he could make the big throws. It was impressive. But we were fleeced, and unfortunately, our GM he had to bite the bullet because of that. So, but where we go from here, it's really in flux with so much movement now in the NFL. There's so much you really don't know. If we get Kyler, I'm not going to be like James King and Dave were when they got the guy from Green Bay.
Ruggs.
They didn't want him. They didn't want him at all. They didn't. Then when they got him, he was the greatest thing. This is going to work out great. Well, you can't flip flop, and that's the thing. Flip flopping.
I don't think I flipped or flopped. Now I backed Mike Tomlin all the way to the day he walked out the door. Now some of the moves that were made, like I said, I'm concerned about this year. Are we going to have ayahuasca? Are we going to have the world's tallest midget? So I'm in flux here. Is this going to be another Russell Wilson deal? I mean, and we just gave Pittman this money to catch a 9-yard pass, and I mean so I'm in flux here myself. But Mr. Scott, what was the most impressive move you thought about in free agency? Mike Evans going to the 49ers, the kid Willis going down to Miami.
Yeah.
Tua is now in Atlanta.
Well, I don't know. I mean, the deck has really just been shuffled. I mean, I really don't know. I mean, I liked Malik Willis, and that's somebody I hoped we would get, but Green Bay would never. They would. I mean, after the Brett Favre, no, there's just no way. There'd be a total, mutiny there. There's no way they could do that. But he's looked good, and his chances out there. So that, I mean, I like his game. So I really don't know what to think yet. I've been kind of just focused on what the Vikings are doing, and they haven't done anything. So that's, Are they going to go with JJ? Are they going to, and if they bring somebody in, is it going to be somebody that's going to give them the starter role until JJ, we're going to let you sit for another year or so? I don't get it.
The problem for you guys is you similar to the Broncos don't have much cap space to play with.
Yeah.
And so you have to go get one of these discount guys, right? So you got to get a Kyler who's going to be free because he's going to want to stick it to Arizona. So he's going to come for the league minimum. He doesn't fit your system at all, but financially it makes sense. Kirk Cousins, bring him back. That to me makes the most sense out of all of them because he knows the system and he's thrown to all of these guys. Like he knows the team, and you'll also get him for cheap. So, that's another guy that's probably not going to make a ton of money. Now, is he a little mad at how he left? I mean, maybe. But, then your other options are, does Aaron Rodgers want to come back and finish his Brett Favre arc? Or, something like that, right? So, I mean, but you can't go spend real money because you guys just don't have a lot to play with unless you're going to trade some pieces away to go get a quarterback. But I don't see the free agent out there at quarterback that you'd want to do that with anyway.
Yeah,
I don't either, and that's the thing. They're really kind of stuck. It really Kirk Cousins again. I think there'd be a lot of backlash from that. I mean, I don't think basically on his side, even though he really seemed to like it here, but I mean, he liked it here because he's got the big bag. Everywhere he goes, he gets big bags. So I mean, I heard he liked it in Atlanta because his family's from there. So
yeah. They had to give him all that $100 million, so he doesn't care where he plays.
That's the thing, right? Like, he's going to get the last little bit of his guaranteed money anyway, and so I mean, he could go back and play for maybe a little more than the league minimum, and it doesn't leave Atlanta on the hook for too much because he didn't have a whole lot of guaranteed money left anyway, and so he probably makes the most amount of sense for going into this next year trying to win games, right?
Okay, yeah. Who gets the job first? The world's tallest midget, Anthony Richardson, or
I mean, Richardson, if somebody's grabbing him as a backup for like that, they're gonna like try and actually cultivate talent.
I don't know. I mean, I don't, Richardson seems to have some talent. I don't know what his focus is on really being a quarterback. I mean, I don't know. I mean, the Vikings are really stuck. I just, it's going to be a retread type thing, unless they could find some type of thing where the contract with Darnold somehow was mishandled and it was a theft, and they might have to give him back. Maybe that's I know that's low on the totem pole, but
that is hilarious, is what that is. No, honestly, I think Cousins is probably your best shot for the Vikings as far as the first signing. I mean, again, I could see the Steelers taking a shot at Kyler just because he could work behind a suspect offensive line. Richardson, I don't see him getting a starting role anywhere. Like, he's going to be a backup. Let's see if we can salvage this guy's career, because he was wildly overdrafted by the Colts that then didn't want to actually, help develop him as a player.
Oh, but the other quarterback there, the guy they got from the Vikings, sounds like he's a little bit disgruntled there. He got hurt, and the Vikings have thrown his name around about coming back here.
Wentz?
No. Went to Indianapolis.
Oh, Daniel Jones signed a contract.
Oh, he's already signed.
Oh, yeah.
88 mil, 50 guaranteed.
Oh, I hadn't heard that. Wow, there's so many things happening here. It's going past my radar. I did not hear that, because they had talked about maybe trying to send something out towards him, but they should. But that's the thing. They had him here. They had him sit for 1 year.
Yep.
And paid him $10 million to not play. To say, we want you to make sure, you'll know everything, you'll know the system, you know how things work. And then they let him, but then somebody offers him money. So, but there's nobody out there now. So for us to do that.
So the other guy.
Somebody just said Rodgers is too old now. He was too old last year. What are you talking about?
Yeah. I saw the Rodgers is too old down there. I mean, yeah, I think everybody's thought that for a couple of years already. The other guy that they could take a swing at just because he would be cheap, that you could bring into camp just to see if he could even do it, would be Carr, right? Because you wouldn't have to give. I think what the Saints still own his rights, but they're not going to hold him hostage. So it would probably take one of your fourth round comp picks to grab him, which is nothing, and then bring him into camp and see how he does, right? And worst case, it doesn't work out, but it was a free pick anyway, so who cares? So I could kind of see that, because if you do sign him, it's probably for the minimum also.
Yeah, his name's been thrown around, but again, you're really kind of scraping the things right now.
Oh, yeah.
You're really not having a really prime thing. You're not going to have I don't see any quarterbacks in college except the number one pick seems to be, and I think he's iffy, if you ask me. I mean, I think he's almost like a McCarthy in a lot of ways. When you play with a number one team, are you really that good? It's just going to be interesting to see how they roll the dice on this. I think they're going to end up, personally, I think they're stuck with McCarthy.
I think you guys end up with Cousins, because you're really the only landing spot that really makes sense for him, because he can come straight in. He knows O'Connell's system. He has rapport with all of your receiving core. He's the guy that makes the most sense, and you still get him cheap.
Yeah. But the track record isn't the greatest. I mean, he hasn't really shown that real playoff. But you're not going to get that at this stage. No. You're really just not going to get that. So you really got to, And the team is good. They got a great defense. Mm-hmm. They have a great defense. They've lost a few people. They lost Naylor the other day, which, he was a nice piece to have when you have injuries. But, and then I don't know about the other guy that's had all these legal issues. Oh, God, that other receiver. He's had all these legal issues.
That was a Viking?
Yeah. He's a Viking now. Yeah. He's had all these legal issues.
I don't know.
Yeah, that
And
was
probably just because the Diggs situation is fresh in my mind, I can't picture who it is.
Yeah, God, I don't know. I can't call it right now. So I don't know. We're in a tough division. I wish where's Demetrius, by the way? He's been ducking, dodging.
no,
You know, small.
you know,
Why?
I told you Demetrius has throat cancer.
Oh no!
Oh, really?
Yeah, yeah. Demetrius has been out. He's been doing chemotherapy
Oh
in
my God!
preparation for his operation.
Oh
Oh,
my
wow. I had no
God!
idea.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
And
I hope he's doing well.
and when you consider, that's how his wife passed, not
Wow,
too long
wow.
ago. That's probably
That's
very, So yeah,
yeah.
Demetrius is going through treatment right now.
Okay, okay, okay. Well, I certainly wish him the best.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Look
So
at you looking like an asshole now.
Good. Now
timing is everything. You know, I mean, so, I'm glad my face isn't being seen now.
Uh, well,
but
send this clip to him.
yeah, yeah, because he was also a substantial part of our nonprofit. So and we were just getting off the ground. So
Hmm.
yeah, there was a lot of concern for Demetrius. But I'll bring up something hilarious that we can all go out with. What's with your twins there, Mr. Scott?
Oh boy, disastrous. I mean, the guy that was supposed to be their main man, Pablo Lopez. I call him Paul Larson with the Minnesota name. First pitch he throws in spring training, he's out for the year. Tommy John's first pitch in spring training, he pitched like a few pitches, and now he's out for the year.
Brutal.
Yeah. And so they trade him for the American League batting champion, Luis Arez. And I think he went to your place in San Diego for a while, and then he went to Miami. I don't know where he's at now, but he keeps winning batting championships, but nobody wants him. So no, the Twins, it's ownership is in flux. Really, all of us in basketball is in flux now with A-Rod owning the team, being in charge. I guess he had a closed door meeting with the coach the other day, and there was some talk that the coach might be let go. But but the Twins, I don't know. Only thing I can think of, maybe I can still get down to spring training for a day or two. Maybe that would be the only.
Well, what's the weather like up there, Mr. Scott? You usually complaining about the snow.
Well, it's all gone.
Okay, all right.
It's all gone, and it actually got really nice. I was getting out; it was in the 50s, for this time of year. But now, they're talking about snow, and so where anything's possible here, up through the middle end of April, anything's possible. So I'm just hoping that we get one of the good ones, so we can get outside. But the Twins, just doesn't look good. Their payroll, I mean, they just. At the end of last year, they had so many guys that were no-name guys I had never seen or heard of. They weren't even in the part of their organization. They just picked them up from somewhere. So, I mean, it really looks bad. I don't have a lot of expectation. Now, they have a great number one pitcher now, Joe Ryan. He's a young guy. I'm surprised they've been able to keep him. But other than that, God, would they sign a guy? Doesn't look good. Doesn't look good.
Actually, the Padres are looking good. We are just wondering what we're going to do with the manager. What the manager is going to do. We have a manager with no major league experience, I believe, or close to none. But you talk about a tough division, you know. But we're a good fan-friendly team. So, you know,
I
Bo,
mean,
what
you
you
guys,
guys doing?
you guys about 8 days ago beat the brakes off the Mariners 27-6. So I mean, you know, you, I'd say he's doing fine. You guys just hosted batting practice, I guess, and we had no answer for that. We've actually looked really kind of bad in spring ball, so I hope it's not indicative of what we're going to see moving forward. But at the same time, we usually look good in spring training and then forget how to play baseball at all in April. So maybe it'll be the other way around. Maybe we'll just kind of suck at spring training and, come out hot. Who knows? But I'm a Mariners fan and have been my whole life. So
Well, they had a good team. I mean, that catcher they got, I'm telling you. And then didn't they pick up somebody from Japan, a pitcher? Was that them that did that?
No,
It wasn't them.
No, it wasn't us. Yeah, and yeah, Cal is good. Obviously, he's in the World Baseball Classic right now. So I mean, he's he's not helping the team in spring training anyway. But but yeah, no, I mean we haven't done much this offseason. So because I've been a Mariners fan my whole life, and we had a good season last year. I'm reserving judgment because I don't believe because they've given me no reason to.
do they still have Polanco and Garver, two guys that used to be on the Twins?
Yeah, we lost.
Polanco might have been traded or something, or got signed with some more money somewhere.
Yeah, we lost a couple of guys. We haven't really done anything. Yeah, I don't know. It's a wait and see. I don't love what we're seeing out of spring training. We do have some good prospects that have been playing during this time, though. So, I mean, I forget the kid's name offhand. I think it's like Logan or something. Young guy dispatched the Rangers in 12 pitches, hits about 99 miles an hour. And so, it's a good pitching prospect. So, I mean, there's been like little things to feel good about, but the overall play, you're just like, oof, man, it better look a lot better than this in 2 weeks.
Well, the good thing about the Pirates is that they kind of know their limitations. They have no hitters whatsoever. So, but they do have the outstanding pitching, or at least it looks like it on paper. So, But Bo, you want to give us your final thoughts?
Yeah, I didn't come prepared for that, so which is funny because we do it every show. I do have one. So, final thoughts. WNBA, you better figure your stuff out because you are roughly what is today? The 11th. You are 6 weeks away from having to have had a free agency period, an expansion draft, a regular draft, and a preseason game in the books by the 25th of April. The fact that you don't have a contract for your players yet, you are dangerously close to missing meaningful games.
They've been the hot league. They've been the hot league with Caitlin Clark. I mean, they had a lot of made a lot of noise, and Angel Reese, and so. But now they want the bag. See, that seems to be what the whole issue is.
And they signed a TV contract worth $2.2 billion. They better have a product to put on the TV.
Oh, I didn't know that. Wow.
I'll go play for some of that.
Right? $200 million a year. Let's go.
Yeah, hey, I can do like Stevie Wonder. I can get these braids longer. Yeah. Hey, but isn't that part of your beat now, though, Bo?
Yeah, which is also why I need them to figure their stuff out, because I want to be back at work in the stadium here. So, like, chop, let's go. I mean, I'm covering the NHL anyway, so I mean, I'm in the stadium regardless. But still, like, you guys have all this momentum. Don't tank it.
Yeah, for sure.
Mr. Scott, what did you think about the passing of Lou Holtz?
Oh yeah, Lou, well, interesting guy. All right, Bo. Yeah, interesting guy. He came here and coached the Gophers for a couple of years, and there was all kinds of buzz. Oh, he really resurrected the program. And then he got the job in Notre Dame, and he's like, "Oh, this is my dream job." I'm sorry, guys, but I'm exit stage left. So, but yeah, by the time he was here, I mean, he really created a lot of buzz, and he almost made us major league. It was surprising how much a coach can do for that. How much, in college ball, how much a big time coach can do for your program. So, but yeah, sad. He's lived a long life, good coach, had a great career.
Somewhere around in there. I think he was
Yeah.
Might have been 91, but somewhere around in there. I'm trying to get there. But
yeah, we all are trying to keep hanging on.
Yeah. So, was there any moves that really got your attention there, Mr. Scott?
Not really, because I haven't been able to catch up with all the moves, keep up with all of them. I mean, now we're really I think today was like a day that they could sign people, or a lot of the movement kind of was triggered.
Well, it was day 2. You had
so it was yesterday.
Trey Hendrickson, going to the Ravens. So I want to ask you about that. What did you think? Max Crosby flunks the physical, and
so is that what happened? That's what happened.
He flunked the physical, but now there's a catch to this, Mr. Scott, because now if Crosby had passed the physical, they would have owed the Raiders 2 first-round draft picks. So now they get to give Crosby back, and they get Trey Hendrickson. I mean, they all, y'all talked about the Patriots, but this smells a little bit to me.
I mean, these quick deals,
I mean, and now they get Trey, and they get to keep both the draft picks. Now, does that mean that Crosby's finished, or does that mean that the Raiders that the Ravens just wanted their 2 first-round draft picks back?
Yeah, well, that's when you have a good GM that can pull off these things. I mean, and the Raiders are starting at the beginning again. I don't even know who their quarterback is. Did they get somebody?
Mendoza's their quarterback.
Oh, that's right, because Geno's gone, went to the Jets, right?
Yep, they sent Geno back to the Jets. I mean, you're starting over, so I mean, now, do they have a line that can keep Mendoza upright?
Well, yeah. I mean, there really hasn't been a lot of, too many quarterbacks that have kind of come in and set the world on fire right away. So that's it's going to be interesting. It would be nice if Vikings could pull off a trade maybe and get him,
But you don't have nothing. You don't have no money to get him. You kind of like us,
Well, maybe JJ. Maybe they could.
I don't know
Now,
if you guys are ready to go JJ or not, but you know,
well, that's been their whole problem. JJ has really dragged them down. I mean, Jefferson's getting older. They lost Naylor. Yeah, what was that other? What is that other receiver? God, he's good too. I think it starts with an A. I can't think.
I keep thinking Addison, but I don't think that's it.
Yes, that's who it is.
Is that
Addison.
okay? All right.
That's who it is. Addison. Yes. Yeah, he's had all these legal things going on.
Ah, well, that might be some news to us out here on the West Coast, and I mean, a lot of things, teams keep behind their closed doors, but
Yeah, Addison. Yeah, he's had a lot of legal stuff. I think he might even
is,
have been suspended last year for a few games.
is he the guy that likes the speed, or is he the one that?
Yes, you're right.
Oh, okay,
He,
yeah,
he
yeah.
likes the speed. Yes, and he actually got suspended last year. I'm sure for a few games. I think the first four games he couldn't play.
He was. Did he get caught doing 120 something?
Something crazy like that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
in a 35 or a 45, something like that.
and that wasn't the first time. That wasn't the first time.
Well, hey, ain't a lot of things you do up there in Minnesota, I guess.
You can't blame that. I mean, I don't know, but
I mean, there are times in Minnesota I wouldn't want to drive. I'd be calling the Uber or somebody. You drive, so I can get that insurance money.
well,
But so I don't know what's your expectations this year of the Gophers. They miss playing a lot of the big boys. I don't think we play. I don't think Ohio State. I don't think we play Ohio State. I think they play Penn State.
Michigan. I haven't looked at their schedule yet since they've gone to all this big, Big 18 instead of the Big 10. It's they're probably going to try to load up on the Rutgers and some of those kind of teams, but
Those teams. Hey, Ohio State goes to Youngstown every year, beats some boys bad, but when they go home and the check comes to Youngstown State,
yeah,
hey,
it's worth it. It's worth it. Yeah,
that's, so I mean, you got to have some of them boys, I understand. I played on one of those teams. Where every year you come in and if you got a 500 season, you celebrate. So yeah. But Mr. Scott, I'm sorry we couldn't see you there. But I'm going to be sure and send this clip to Demetrius.
Yeah, I don't know why in the world this goes. Seems like the last time I used this computer, it came on. I have no idea why the camera's not coming on.
Well, hey, I can tell you, Mr. Scott, maybe it's like me. It's a little older, and some days you work just fine, and some days,
No, this is a new computer. This is a new computer.
That I can't blame it on that. Then
Well, maybe I better find the book. Maybe I better find the book and see what that's all about.
We can see Take My Talents.
Yeah. See, I don't understand why it's not.
But now wait a minute. Now you got some kind of movement on here. No, you went back to the other. But Mr. Scott, what's been going on in as far as your writing and your books and whatnot? We always like to keep track of what's happening there.
Oh boy, a lot of stuff. We had a second showing of our documentary, and we did it at a library in the neighborhood here, and it was packed. I could not believe it. It was packed. They bought all of the books. Um, so that's a good thing. We've got another one coming up this summer. We decided we're not going to do any more until May. We're going to do one at the big library over in St. Paul, the Historical Society, because they've been our benefactor. Uh, just a lot of videos I've been doing, a lot of guest kind
Well,
of things.
you had to make it any time between the 5th and the 7th of May. I told you we're trying to come up there for the Big Head Start convention you have coming up there.
Oh, really? That's the 5th through the 7th, huh?
Yes, yes. Monday through Thursday. Let's see. Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Did they say where they're having it? It must be downtown, maybe at this.
That I don't know. I can let you know that.
What's the name of the group?
It's the Head Start. It's the National Head Start convention.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll look at that.
Yeah. I sent you the newsletter for our new nonprofit out here.
Okay.
That's the newsletter that I sent you. But yeah, so you got a lot of speaking engagements now. You used to be in the spotlight. You that guy in the band that the girls used to leave me for.
Well, yeah, I did the big Martin Luther King thing. Oh, and next week I'm going back to Mankato State, that's where I graduated, with my bachelor's, master's, and there's a guy that was down there, this black guy that helped everybody get through school. I mean, he helped all of us. He kept us in line, made sure we could graduate, and and hooked us up with little funds through the financial aid, and so he's going to be there next Monday. So I've been invited to come down and be part of a group. Some of the other guys I graduated with, we're going to go down to Mankato. And so I'm looking forward to that. I was supposed to be going to Chicago the next day for a conference, but I'm not sure if I'll be able to make it because the 17th, that's St. Patrick's Day. And then Chicago gets kind of crazy with the Bud Billiken and parades and all that stuff. So,
well, they turn the river green.
They go, they really go all out. St. Patty's,
Yeah.
So I don't know if I'm gonna I don't know. My sister, she's gonna be there. She told me I could come stay at the hotel there, and I got a bunch of cousins in Chicago. So, but it's not like you can get around good on Chicago either. I mean, driving, you got to really take the train to really kind of move.
Yeah, and that's one of the things that we were contemplating when we were coming up to the conference. Transportation between Minneapolis and St. Paul, and all that good stuff. So,
well, yeah, let me know. I can probably help out with that.
Yeah, well, hopefully you'll be there, and maybe we can do it. It's Monday through Wednesday, so if we don't do a show there, maybe we can do a Tuesday show. Well, we're back to Monday night now, but we've got our nonprofit up and running. We're doing garden projects with the kids and seniors, and
okay,
we've actually hooked up with a Latino and indigenous community to restore 57 acres that have been redlined. Like underneath the freeway now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So we're going to be planting trees and things like that. Trying to bring the canopy back in the neighborhood. Restore some of the neighborhood trusts here in San Diego.
So do you have any? You all have any Somalis out there?
Yes, we do. It's very funny. Let's finish up the sports crib, and then we'll talk about that.
Come on.
So, give me your final thoughts on the sports crib.
Well, my final thoughts, I guess, basically, with it being in season, is the Timberwolves. Anthony Edwards, he's been establishing himself as one of the best in the business. Now, they lost last night out in LA to the Lakers, and Take My Talents didn't play. So my phone was blowing up. My cousin said, "You can't beat the Lakers without LeBron. You can't. You're supposed to be." I said, "Well, you're not gonna win every game." He said, "Yeah, but they didn't have LeBron." Yeah. Well, you're traveling out to the West Coast and all that. So, but they have always, the last few years, they've played very good at the end of the year. They've made this last push. So I'm really hoping. I mean, they went to the finals the last 2 years in the Western Conference. So been knocking on the door. Now it's time to kick it down.
Spurs ain't no joke. Niggas OKC.
Boy, Wembanyama, I mean, he's about almost like Will Chamberlain, but he can shoot threes and handle the ball.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable. Yeah. He's unbelievable.
And then they got that young kid Castle.
Yeah, they're very tough. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But the best thing about the players, see, you don't have to beat everybody.
Yeah, you're right. Okay.
See, because other people will beat them. See, so you have to beat everybody.
Yeah. Denver looks like they've kind of leveled off. They're not that big bad wolf that they used to be. But them boys from OKC, them young boys.
Oh man, I know.
Yeah,
I know. Yeah. They kind of were a little lax when OKC was out for a little while, but as soon as he came back, the motor started up again.
Well, he put up 30-something first game back, wasn't it? Close to 40.
As soon as he came back, that's so. Yeah, the West is just it's impossible. It's just like I say, you just got to hope somebody knocks somebody off so you don't have to play them somehow.
Yeah. But the East, well, Jason's coming back, but I don't. I mean, they're still not the first.
He doesn't be 100%. I mean, he doesn't seem like he's. I mean,
I don't think he could be 100% yet. But I mean, when you take in consideration, I think you have at least 6 good teams out in the West, where you might have 3 good teams in the East right now.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Well, let's cut off the sports crib here. Gentlemen, I'm glad we had a lot of, let's see, I see we had Phillips was in the queue here. Eagles Uncensored, always glad to have him here. Glad to see all these guys in the queue.
Okay.
We'll be back in 2 weeks, guys. Don and everybody will be back, and we look forward to having you guys back. So have a good evening. We'll see you on the 25th.